Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
As we mentioned earlier, all of our guests today, including Farhan, standing by earlier in the week than usual. Brought to you by Basant Motors. Okay, just before we get to Farhan, in case you missed it, the CFL holding a press conference today to announce some significant changes.
Yes.
In this case, changes to what we're going to see on the field. Have we got that board here? There you go. This is 2026 changes. Let's start there at the bottom of this board. Modified rouge. So if you kick the ball out of the end zone, you don't get a single point.
No more points.
Or punt it out of the end zone. Automatic play clock, pardon me, goes from 35 to 20. That would be a change. Goes from 20 to 35 seconds. It's 40 seconds in the NFL. Oh, man. I think Farhan just left.
Yeah.
The team bench locations on opposite sides in 2027. The goalpost will be moved to the back of the end zone, which will be 15 yards now from 20 yards, and a
progressive changes.
Shortened field from 110 yards to 100 as we're joined now by Farhan Lalji from TSN. Ryan, are you like 3 years old? Like,
How old are you? How old are you?
You know, Farhan joins us now. How are you, sir?
Use the term mighty. I'm not going to say the second word.
Yeah.
But it led to a lot of laughs. And, I think this is going to for a while. I think we should have this on a loop. I think it should be played regularly. Part of the blooper reel, not just at the end of the year, but, maybe every week.
I thought I made a mistake, Farhan. Then now I'm looking at you. What's going on here? Are you behind the fence?
I'm at the I'm at the Lions facility right here. I was leaning up against the fence.
There you go.
You're under a spider web.
I don't have a tripod, so I figured I could just do it this way. But
speaking of
look, there you go.
Yeah, you look like you're in jail.
There you go. I think the changes are positive. I do. And now people are going to say, "Oh, you're just you're trying to favor the league and support all this." It's not true, right? I view all of this stuff as a football person and what could make the game better. Now, I don't like the goalpost in the front of the end zone. I never have. I think that's a quirky part of this league that hasn't made the league better. Like, go look at Cody Fajardo and the Saskatchewan Roughrider. Was it 4 years ago in the West final play of the game? Open receiver in the end zone and the ball hits the crossbar. Like, that's not good. Quirky and unique doesn't make it good. And I think sometimes apologists of the league and its current setup are obsessed with that. No, it's our game. This is what makes it unique. It's nonsense. And I've always hated the loser point, right? Like, the loser point is the rouge when you can't return the kick. If you want to concede, some people view it as an offensive reward for getting the ball a certain ways down the field. I view it as a defensive strategy. I'm choosing to give up the point to get better field position. Well, I need to have that option. I don't like the thought of seeing a game decided by failure. Not only that, I hate the thought or the visual of a kicker missing the field goal at the end of a game and celebrating anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's ridiculous. Those are moments where the league can be mocked. So we got to eliminate moments where the league can be mocked. So all of these rules, in my opinion, are connected and they need to be viewed in totality. Okay, we're getting the goalposts out. So we're shortening the end zones as a concession. We're making the field 10 yards shorter so it's a little easier to get into field goal range.
Okay.
Like, all of these are connected and they have to be viewed. They can't just be cherry picked at.
Are you okay with the clock going from 20 to 35 seconds, Farhan?
Totally, because it's not going to make the difference that you think. It's going to add consistency. And the people who think 20 seconds, it's so much faster of a game, they're wrong because of when the clock starts. So in the NFL, it's a 40-second clock, but it starts immediately after the previous play. There's no judgment for the official to put the ball into play. So if you actually look at the end of the previous play to when the next play starts, in most cases, it's close to 35 seconds. In some cases, it's up to 50 because the field, right? We've seen more and more fields have both benches on the same side. So now you're down on one side of the field. You've got to be allowed to substitute. You come all the way in. So it affects when play is blown in. So it's not like it's 20 seconds, bam, 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 the way people think. It's not like that. So you won't notice it until the end of a game because now a team has the ability to run more time off the clock. So what things have they done to make up for that? Well, we can't be on the same side anymore. And they've added a third timeout, and you can accumulate timeouts. So you potentially could have 3 timeouts at the end of a game and could stop the clock like the 20-second clock currently affords. So it's not going to make the change people think, and it's actually still going to be faster than the NFL play clock.
When it was released that there's big changes coming, the first thing a lot of people worried about, including me, are they going to 4 downs? But they kept it at 3. But could they go to 4 downs down the road?
Well, like anything is possible. However, I can tell you that when they had these discussions, 4 downs was never discussed. Right. It wasn't part of the conversation, right? People are talking to me about the ratio. Well, that's a CBA issue. That's got nothing to do with this, right? This is actual game of play decisions. 4 downs was never discussed in the process. So, the length of the field, for example, people are going to say 100 yards, but it's not the length of the field that makes the CFL game unique. It's the width of the field, right? 65 yards to accommodate the 12th player, all the motion, all those types of things. That's what you look at a CFL game, and that's what makes it look unique. It's not the length of the field, right? So, people automatically want to default to them trying to make it more American. Might that happen one day? Who knows? But it wasn't part of these conversations.
Okay, what about minor football adjustments? The municipalities won't be able to move some of these uprights. I mean, everybody's got to get on board. Is that not correct?
No, but I think eventually they will, and it's going to be easier to accommodate a CFL field if there's 20 yards less length to the field, right? You can accommodate it in more field spaces. So, look, I remember sitting on the user group committee at Burnaby Lake Sports Complex in like the late 90s, and right then we were able to accommodate the field with multiple sets of sleeves for Canadian and American football because the high school game here is played American. So will Football Canada and the provinces at some point bring their minor football into alignment with this? Maybe. I think that's one of the reasons why they looked at potentially 2027 for some of the field type changes, because it might take more time for some of them to digest and decide they want to go with. But I do think it opens the door for that to happen, and eventually it will. You have a lot of old school people around this league, people that don't want to make change for the sake of not wanting to make change, as opposed to the other way around. I think these are positive changes, and once people see that, I think they'll start eking towards the finish line here.
You've never looked better. Look back on this interview, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Spider-Man, you're underneath. You're underneath the spider.
No. It's the shadow from the chain link fence.
Yeah.
It's the shadow.
Yeah.
Our good pal Jeff Patterson.
And I'm kidding. You always look good, buddy. Okay.
Our good pal Jeff Patterson said he's got a face tattoo. Kind of looks like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I like it.
How do you not see the spot? How do you not see that though? There.
Yeah, right here. We're here now. Well, like I said, I was leaning up against the fence to try to hold my arm still because I'm holding the phone, and obviously, like with the CFL rules, there are always unintended consequences, and the face shadow, the face tattoo is one of them. But see, now I look clean.
Yeah.
I think you look better the other way. Go back about 3 feet.
Spider-Man.
Okay, thanks, Farhan. We got to go. There you go. Perfect.
See you guys.
There you go. Beautiful.